Ah, yes, Mega Man. And who hasn't played a Mega Man game? He's one of the most legendary series in all of gaming. And there's been a lot of Mega Man games to go around between the Classic series, the X series, the Legend series, the Battle Network games, and Star Force series, and countless spin-offs and cameos in other games. There's a whole lot of Mega Man out there, am I right? But unfortunately for us and from Capcom seemed to lose faith in the series around the early 2010s between canceling 3 Mega Man games and having a really nasty fallout with series producer Keiji Inafune, who went on to make Mighty Number 9, and we all know that game, the game was really bad. But some time has passed, the demand has developed over time. Capcom put out some classic collections to test the waters, and now we got the first original Mega Man game in a long time, with Mega Man 11 for the Nintendo Switch, also known as Rockman 11, Unmei no Maguruma, the wheels of the Cogs of Fate. Still learning Japanese, everybody. So, alright, I lost track of where I'm going with this intro, so go to gameplay. Mega Man 11! Between a battle with alcoholism and drug addiction, a nasty divorce with Cammy White, spending a season on celebrity rehab with Dr. Drew, and missing out on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, old mate Mega Man has had it rough these past few years. But thankfully, he got the help he needed, he started a vegan diet, and now he's back on his game and back in action with Mega Man 11. This is the Nintendo Switch version we're looking at here. Despite being a 2D game, I found it really easy to play with the analog stick on the Joy-Con. I played most of this game in handheld mode on a bus while half asleep or half drunk, so I had my fun. I love the Mega Man games. I am not as well versed in the games as some of you are. I mean, I couldn't tell you why, say, X4 is better than X5, or why, Mega Man 3 is better than Mega Man 5, for example, but I do enjoy the games for what they are worth. And what they are is tough as nails, very hard, precise shooting, platforming action, and that's exactly what Mega Man 11 is. The key to beating Mega Man is repeat gameplay. There's no way you're going to get through these levels on the first try without some blood, unless you're born without eyelids. Enemies will approach you off screen, stuff is constantly falling or exploding, danger is everywhere. But the thing is, nothing in Mega Man 11 is what I would call unfair. Every jump is possible, every enemy and every obstacle has a pattern. Each level has a rhythm to it. Learn them, conquer the robot monsters, and defeat Dr. Wily for like the millionth freaking time. You'd think after getting his stuff wrecked so many times, he would lay low and open up a takoyaki stand or something, but no, Dr. Wily looks rough. If you read the Worlds Collide comic, the one where Mega Man and Sonic team up, you would know that Dr. Wily and Eggman are in a serious relationship. So apparently Dr. Wily, he's a bit of a chubby chaser. I've been thinking about it though, wouldn't a Sega vs. Capcom game be really tight? You would have Sonic vs. Mega Man, Ryu vs. Akira, Axel Stone vs. Cody, Bayonetta vs. Dante, Joe Musashi vs. Strider Hiryu, Kiryu vs. Leon, Vice vs. Monster Hunter. This needs to happen. Come on, guys, let's get it together. Oh, wait, it's gonna be the same team that made Street Fighter V. Alright, never mind then. You gotta love making precision jumps. You clench the controller tight, you stop breathing, then the world around you fades out as you focus on this one jump. Oh man, running out of breath there. That's how happens when you play this game. You forget to breathe, so let's get back in there. I almost fainted, but I didn't. The levels are well designed. If there's a gimmick in the level, the stage will start up with a warm-up to alert you about what's ahead. The only thing that really irritated me was this part in Blockman's stage. I could never get this jump right on the first try. Also, Bounce Man's level can shove right off. I spent way too much time on this one screen, and I'm glad I'll never have to play this stage again. From the TV show-inspired Blast Man stage to the summer camp-themed Torchman stage, the levels have a lot of personality to them. It's good to see that Capcom took some lessons on art design after Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I can see not everyone liking the art style that Mega Man 11 uses, but I'm just glad that they're not using the 8-bit art style for like the whatever time. It wouldn't be Mega Man without some heavy weaponry, and Mega Man 11 gets that part down pat. Unlike some of the previous games where you only get 1 or 2 useful weapons, and everything else is only there for bosses, I find myself using almost all of the weapons equally in 11. Tundra Man's Tornado is very helpful for clearing enemies above and beneath Mega Man, and Block Man's power is very helpful for raining death from above. Acid Man's shield comes in mighty handy in tight situations, and the bounce balls can be really annoying as they fill up the entire screen with your bullets. And who doesn't love that? The only thing I didn't like was the impact bomb. I didn't like that one too much because I felt it was just kind of slow and unresponsive. It reminds me of the crash bomb from Mega Man 2. I didn't really like using that weapon either. But then again, you also have the metal blades in that game, so what was the point of anything else? Combine each weapon with the new gear system and you'll unleash powerful EX attacks that are insanely helpful in a tight spot. The subtitle for Mega Man 11 is Gears of Fate, and new to the table is the gear system. Hitting one of the trigger buttons will either slow down gameplay like bullet time or power up Mega Man for EX attacks. When the chips are down, the double gear system becomes available, giving Mega Man both bullet time and the powered up moves. I can't wait for the Guilty Gear system in Mega Man 12. The gear system isn't necessary to clear the game, nor is it reinventing the wheel here. The gear system has a place to spice up gameplay and give players a new tool to work with. Let's just say that the gear system has saved my bacon many times. For a Mega Man game, the music in 11 is a bit underwhelming. The voice acting isn't too bad, and there is some depth to the story, but neither is above what one would hear in a Saturday morning cartoon or a Saturday morning JRPG. But that works fine for Mega Man.
Will, I cannot agree to this. Please listen.
No, you listen to this! At every turn, you've ignorantly blocked my research!
Mega Man 11 is also a bit on the short side. I cleared it in one weekend during my fleeting moments of sobriety, and I think that'll be a turnout for some, but I think there is one problem with Mega Man 11 that I and many other reviewers have with the game. Yeah, the final level isn't that good. The first part of Dr. Wily's castle is brutal. It's a true test to your strength as a gamer and how much you have mastered Mega Man's weapons and controls, and it all leads up to the hardest boss fight in 11. After that, Dr. Wily got kinda lazy. Stage 2 is challenging, but nothing that difficult. Stage 3 is a boss rush, and the final part isn't much harder. Even the final boss isn't that hard, as by this point you have all the weapons, and you're probably stocked to the teeth with E-tanks and lives. And you can just beat Dr. Wily through sheer determination. The final levels and bosses of a game should push the player to their limits and make the player feel like a badass and make them feel like they just got set on by, instant your favorite partner of choice here. And Mega Man 11, I don't know, the ending was alright. Also, there's amiibo support. Let's get this thing out of the package, and cool, we get a free item. Classic franchises like Sonic, Crash, Zelda have been going under a renaissance, not by doing anything new, but by going back to what made them popular in the first place. Mega Man 11 is definitely jumping on that train with them. Newcomers will be able to find their footing in the game, but old players will have a tough challenge ahead of them. What happens next, I do not know, but I do know Mega Man will be there to fight for everlasting peace. Mega Man 11 is a solid game. It doesn't do anything new. It's not, reinventing the wheel or anything, but it's a solid entry into the Mega Man series and definitely a good place to enter into if you're new to the Mega Man games or just want to, try a platforming game out. It is to Mega Man what Sonic Mania was to Sonic, just going back to its roots and rediscovering why the game was so special. I'm going to give Mega Man 11 for the Nintendo Switch an 8 out of 10. I feel like the short length will be a turnoff for some, and some of the old school platforming might be a bit too much for people who aren't into platformers, but I cannot deny this is a solid game that you should check out. And plus, I think it's a little bit cheaper than most games. I think it's only like, $30 new or something like that. So at that price point, why not? It's a lot of fun. Anyway guys, I really hope Capcom takes the success of Mega Man 11, because it does look like it is doing really well with critics and commercially. And I really hope they take Mega Man and really bring him back into the forefront. Give us a new X game. Give us more Zero games. Remake Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. And give us the long-awaited Mega Man Legends 3. That would be awesome. And by the way, go check out my Mega Man Legends review I did earlier this year. I'll leave that in the comment box, or I'll put a thing up somewhere. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Z-Man Show. Later, everybody.